it is colder than 2 witches on Halloween, but that's besides the point. What you guys want to see is the frame is done. So what we have to do now is I have to go all the way to, I think, Poland. It's a 26-hour drive there, grab the frame, and then, yes, come back to my shop and put it all together. So I'm gonna load up my gooseneck really quick, and we're gonna go drive overseas, grab the frame, pray that the quality is where I want it, because I want this thing like immaculate and like perfect. So hook that up, and to Egypt we go. I'm so poor, I can't afford the trailer that, you know, you just go right here, push a button and it lowers. So sadly, we have to crank the trailer out of the truck. Well, how about that? The new, I would say, neck for my trailer that I probably overpaid for, we're gonna see how it works today because I haven't used it yet. I'm back on my Red Bull addiction. Peach Red Bull. So I went and bought one. Actually, I went and bought 2, but I also got lost in the Jolly Ranchers. So now we have 3 Red Bulls, a whole lot of Jolly Ranchers, Jolly Rancher gummies. Green's my favorite color, if you couldn't tell, actually. And yeah, so we're now currently gonna get on the highway and going to Joliet, Illinois to pick up a powder-coated frame. The color is insane. I know you guys haven't seen it, and you guys are probably gonna see it in black and white in this video, unless I feel like showing you guys the color like midway through. So you gotta just stay tuned and watch. We'll be in Joliet in 7 hours. Does this car just want to like lose its life right now? Because, as Danny would say, Big Dick is back in town. And yes, we're about to pull up to grab this frame, put it in the middle of a winter blizzard because it just decided to snow on the day that it got finished. And then back to the shop and make Doughboy be our slave. That'll probably be the best thing. So Doughboy will be at the shop for the next, let's say, month. Every day, every hour. I might feed him, but he's gonna be getting this truck knocked out for me so I can go, you know, live on a beach and find happiness on a beach, honestly. We have now arrived in Egypt. Yeah, that's what it was. But we're pulling up to CPC Powder Coat. They are the only shop I was able to find that could do this frame, and I'm just praying that I like the color, honestly. And it's probably somewhere in here. Yes, now we have to find where the frame is actually at. My name is Gabe Dahmer, and I'm here to pick up 3 bodies. I'm fucking cold. I want to go home. So we're gonna load this thing up. I will show you guys at the shop. It's literally like 5 degrees outside here, and we're inside of a snowstorm.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably $sign. Got the energy to win in my nigga.
The first thing that we're gonna put onto this truck would be an AirDog fuel system. The reason why you should go with AirDog is because their pumps are very quiet. They're small, they're not like a huge massive pump that hangs down 10 feet and about scrapes the ground and hits every single rock when you go over the lightest terrain. It's probably gonna have the most attention, I would say, of any build I've built just because of the truck that it is. And I bet you when the truck's done, all hell's gonna break loose on social media because that's what this day and age has come to. But I'm building the truck because I love doing it, and why not just have like 30 monster trucks running around town? Like, yeah, people have big trucks, but whose town has, okay, we have this one, Doughboys, Little Daddies, the Power Wagon, the OBS, the the 4th gen when it becomes massive, Doughboy's little truck when it becomes massive, possibly Haydu's truck if we're talking into it. So right now, we'll be at like 10 trucks in our town that are massive. That's the goal. We're trying to like have the world record for monster trucks inside of one town, and that would be Crown Point, Indiana. So if you ever come to Crown Point, Indiana, just know Crown Point is known as the monster truck capital. But besides the point, we're gonna go get out all of the lines, so brake lines, fuel lines, the wiring for the rear harness, get all that on the frame. Now, I'm still waiting for the suspension components to come back from powder coat. I got to see the axles today, which was pretty cool. And it's my first time having powder coated axles. Usually it's just, we take one of these and we just sandblast and spray the axles. So this is my gloss black powder coat that you spray out of a spray gun. And this is probably what the Mega Cab's axle are gonna get, because it's gonna go one of two ways. It's gonna be on polished 26s from HD Pro Forge, probably 36-inch Versa tires, possibly, if not the 39-inch tires. We're definitely gonna lift it higher because, yes, and mini cradle, control arms, traction bars, all onto the Mega Cab. But we have to finish this project first, as you guys know. And you guys are probably excited because I had a big truck, but I don't think I did YouTube at the time. And now I'm gonna have a lot of big trucks on my YouTube channel, which is what we want. And I'm about to go drag the fuel tank inside. I don't know why I'm still holding this, along with all the lines that are out back for this truck, and then dig out the rear wiring harness.
Well, we're just gonna put that heat shrink over it.
Yes. Do we need this? No, we don't need that because they gave us a sump actually for this truck. So the fuel will draw actually from the bottom of the tank. So we can actually run this thing all the way to E. And yes, I mean the tank outside has a full tank.
We're gonna hotwire this to a switch. So you just gotta flip a switch and the fuel's primed for you.
We're gonna hotwire it to a switch. Not really though. AirDog's harness plugs right into the factory harness. I think it actually plugs into the factory sending unit, if I remember correctly, and that's all you have to do. And yes, it's very, very plug and play. But there is our pump. And where's the mount?
Right there.
Right here. Pull the mount out. And usually I mount these things. I want to say I did do them right here. That's where they go. I mount them right there on these trucks. And just like that, the fuel system is installed. I know I said I mounted them right there, but I forgot that we have the cradle going on right here, along with the arms and everything. So I don't want anything to interfere with the fuel system hitting the control arms. Or yes, when we jump it off Mount Everest, I definitely don't want the fuel system leaving the check because then the truck won't run. So what we did is we drilled through the frame right there and we put the bolts on like that. So it sits a lot tighter to the frame than if we were to put it with the factory bracket that AirDog sends with it up there or on the inside of the frame. But now we're waiting on some more 90-degree fittings because I want to put the fittings that go from here straight down and under into the sump. And once we get the fittings in, we can throw the fuel tank in it, all the wiring for the rear, run it all along down in here, and then it'll clip up inside of here nicely and back up into the bed. And we have the hitch coming yet still. I'm going to order a Gen Y hitch for this truck. That way we can tow all the jet skis to the lake this year because I am about to go order, I would say, 4 jet skis. So I can start the rental business for jet skis in the summer because every day in the summertime when like 3:30, 4 o'clock hits, we go to the lake. Every single day, ride jet skis, wear ourselves out, say we're not gonna do it the next day, but then we say that the next day. But besides the point, we are building a monster truck inside of here. And right now I'm gonna go find bolts for the gearbox, get that mounted, and I should be able to get the front brake lines on today, the rear brake line on today. I have to go find a return line for the fuel because I kind of broke this fitting on this one. I don't think that would pass the test. That's a little broken. I should have another one of those here out back. And yes, we will be monster jamming in no time. If you guys were wondering, you may have said, why does the frame have grade A bolts going through it? There's no bracket there. But what you guys don't know, unless you do, is I removed the the factory leaf spring perches, which were riveted to the frame. And on these second gens, this frame and this frame are two pieces that slide into each other. So with removing those 4 rivets, that takes 4 of the 7 rivets out of it and only leaves 2 right here and 1 right there underneath it. So we went ahead and we drilled them out to 1/2 inch after removing the rivets, and we bolted the frame back together because that'll be the best bet, I would say, for this application. I do have brackets that are designed for air tanks to bolt there, which use the same hardware, but you drill them out to 3/4. Yeah, you drill them 3/4 actually for the air tank bracket that I have. So that side will probably get the air tank because we are doing train horns on it. And with that being said, we got to talk about this build because I know there are a lot of questions out there on it and a lot of confusion. So let's get that all settled out. Oh, where do we start? Well, I hate to say it, but the day and age that we live in is a social media battle that I myself will not buy into. What I do is, obviously you guys know I build trucks. We go to shows, we film. I own my own shop here in Crown Point, Indiana. And that's how I afford my living. I don't have a regular 9 to 5. I can't do that. That will never work for me. So, for me to go on social media and post drama and post shots shooting at people, I can't do that because this is my life. I have to build my business to where I can afford my family and whatever I need down the road. I'm not going to sit there and ruin my name like some people like to do, causing drama all over a truck. So what I will say is this. I bought the 2-tone green 2G, the short bed extended cab truck, 24 valve, 5-speed in Fort Myers, Florida for $13,500. Done, clear, got the title. At one point, I offered the other party that was involved with this truck the title. I had the title, and I was like, here you go. Put it in your name. Let's go to the DMV. Let's get this thing going so you can save your money, you can build your truck, and then it's your style. Something I didn't help you on, something you did on your own. And unfortunately, she complained and didn't want to do that. Didn't have any energy to even go to the BMV or go and make the extra money to afford it herself. I bought this truck back in May and I wanted to buy it and build it for my ex-girlfriend to drive because at the time we were getting along great, but in relationships, we won't get too in depth. People will take you for granted. They'll betray you. They'll disrespect you. No matter if it's the guy doing it or the girl doing it, it's gonna happen. Unless you actually find someone who can match your energy and match your motivation to success, that's the only way it's gonna work. So I'm stuck with this truck half finished and I'm not just gonna let it rot away and sit around because you guys don't wanna see that. My pocket definitely don't wanna see that either. So I'd rather get this thing done. If she wants to buy it when it's done, do it. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I will gladly take the money that I have invested in this thing and put it back in my pocket to finish my big truck or buy a Lambo and, yeah, for like a Lamborghini. But the reason why I chose to keep on working on it is because my business name is on this thing. This is what I do for a living. This is what I do to afford my life. And on YouTube, YouTube is my main source of income, one of them besides my business, that I can sit here, connect with all my followers, show my audience what we do on a daily basis, because I remember like working a 9 to 5. It sucked. It was miserable. And my biggest motivation is I don't want to make somebody rich. So I can't just give away my things when I'm self-employed and be like, oh, here you go, sweetie. Take this truck that I have $35,000 into and keep disrespecting me. That's not gonna work, and I'm not doing that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this thing done. If she wants to buy it, end of the day, take it. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. We can build more of them. And yeah, so if not, it'll be on the channel. Maybe give it away, or I don't know, somebody else can enjoy it. Let one of my friends drive it to shows. It's a badass truck. Oh, actually, I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna sell it to Little Baby. So everyone tag Little Baby on this because it is going to match his G-Wagon. There's your guys' hint. And what you guys haven't seen are the accent colors going on this thing, and it's literally insane. But that's where we stand with the build. We are now working on a bunch of stuff small stuff. We are painting some fittings that are for the brake line, some brake line brackets, and then we are gonna get all the hangers hung up for the brake lines and the wiring harnesses. I went out and bought very nice stainless steel bolts that are going to go onto this truck. You know what? People change, people come to their senses. Maybe one day it'll work out with this truck. Who knows? If it doesn't, it doesn't. I will not be disrespected. I will not buy into social media drama. But with that being said, let's get some brake lines hung up on this thing and let's get it ready for the suspension to come back here in the next video. So we're gonna mount this bracket right here onto there. That holds on the line and run it along the front of the frame. It actually jumps over the cross member we built to hold the front panhard bar on. And I want to say it bolts to the back of the factory cross member somewhere inside of here. Right there's a bolt hole, and there should be another one on this side of the frame to hold on the brake line. On this build, I took the control arms to a laser shop to get drilled and tapped. That way it can look like this, where the hole's already threaded and then the overlay bolt goes right in with no problem. But drop box is in on this build. I haven't had time to do the gussets for it and get this thing wrapped up, although we did get our high steer knuckle built. It should be here any minute now. And we will be able to get the front truss on this thing, front upper panhard mount, and get it steering for sure. And then I can take it back apart and get it into this stage that is literally going to be insane, having two of them. Frame off, done, ready for next show season. I'm shooting for World of Wheels and Florida Truck Meet in March with these builds. Definitely this truck. This one is going to be perfect as well, so I'm not rushing it. But this truck will definitely be there. So we have our work cut out, along with Doughboy's frame is outside, which I can show you guys. We have to get it all disassembled for powder coat. We actually just welded up the sway bar on it. And we are now going to, I think, weld the rest of the axle brackets, do some minor adjustments for the sway bars. But he has had it sitting now for a few months because we have been so busy here at the shop, we really can't mess with personal builds. As you guys see, while my dually is not done, and we're gonna get this one knocked out for him too. It's already done. Sway bars are done on the rear. Links are all done. We gotta do the cross brace on it. I know he has his drag link and sway bars already cut, but we had to make some adjustments. I actually welded up those arms yesterday for him. And then build the external shock mount and the trans cross member for the clocking ring, because this thing's gonna have a better drive shaft angle in the front than it is inside the rear. But with that being said, you guys see we're very busy here. The mega cab, she's filthy. Unfortunately, she's covered in salt because Indiana likes to spread salt before it snows. And even after it snows, they still spread salt, even when there's no ice on the ground, so it's filthy. And yeah, the sound system that Infinite Customs put inside that truck is literally insane. Like, it bumps. It's louder than, yes, it's louder than, I don't even know what to say. But that's going to end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it because there is a lot of stuff coming for this truck in the next video. And it won't be one you want to miss because actually I think I just got the text that it's all done. Peace.